This feels like a very appropriate place to start this video. So, can you see this? Let me see. This tree here is starting to gather some flowers. It's the first of the trees here really to start getting new growth. I also have Duchess joining me on this slow walk without the crutch. If you're new to this part of the story, my horse and I got in an accident and she trampled me. We got stuck in a piece of fencing and I hurt my ankle, but I am walking at the speed of light. So I had a therapy call this morning or this afternoon, and my therapist is really wonderful. She is more like in touch with spirit and understanding of these things that I talk about on this channel. And today we were really talking about that death and rebirth cycle and how it's just happening large and small scale throughout the world and within all of us. Me specifically, there's this maybe astrological pattern that has been repeating right now that I was told by a psychic that would be representative of what I went through 10 years ago? Yeah, like 2015. And when I was told that, I was like, shit, I really hope not, because that was like a death and rebirth cycle. And I didn't connect the dots until right now. When I was in my car accident, hi Duchess, love her. When I was in my car accident in 2014, it was like a death and rebirth. It was like a part of me had to die in order for this new version of me to come through. After that accident, I developed cystic acne. I developed all these chronic illness symptoms. I had to go on a journey of like healing from the inside out. It was the catalyst to so much. And the part of me that died was the part of me that didn't care, the part of me that didn't know my worth. And it really started waking me up to my reason for being here on earth. I knew that if I wasn't meant to be here, that I would have just died in that moment. And so the other day when I had this experience with Ladybug and we were in that accident together, I had accepted my death, because when you're under a horse's feet like that, you're really like, wow, it's gonna end here. And by some miracle, I wasn't hurt, which is just wild. Like, I'm hurt, but I wasn't hurt underneath her. Like, the ankle happened from the fencing when I fell to the ground, but when I was underneath her, like, I wasn't hurt. But I also felt like the shock of it was that I felt like I died. Like, I was laying there after when she ran off and then ran back to me. I was like, am I alive or dead? Like, where am I? And just that moment of intensity, of like acceptance, of like, okay, I guess this is how I go. It's very, very profound. And when we have moments like that, we are then reborn. And so I'm not quite sure what's next, but I do know for certain that something big will be, something very life-changing will happen, just like it did after that car accident. And it was a completely different cycle then, because I wouldn't say that I'm going through any of the same kind of patterns that died last time, but I'll be curious to see what died this time and what is born this time. But already I've had so much new creation and newness be born. A few days after that, one of my friends here on the farm asked if I wanted to start putting on retreats together on the farm, starting in the fall. And so we've been working on planning that and like really putting together the itinerary, and like we picked out dates. It'll be the third week of October and the first week of November. So I don't have a landing page for it yet, but if you're interested in coming to Italy for a week and staying here close to the farm and being in that container of the retreat, it's going to be very, very special. It's going to be all about what we talk about on here, like transitioning into the new earth, deconditioning, healing, discovering purpose and dharma, waking up. I'm really excited. And so that's already something that's been born. So kind of like my role and my ability to embrace my purpose has been being birthed here. And so I share this with you because probably most of you have not been trampled by a horse recently or had a near-death experience, but it doesn't have to be like that. You know, things can just come to an end, like we were talking about yesterday. And so when things come to an end, it makes space for the new. Sometimes you can be proactive about it, and you can decide that you want something to come to an end and bring it to an end. Sometimes that chaos happens for you in order for things to shift and for the space to be made. And it's just like it all ties together so strangely, perfectly, and it's incredible. Like the death of baby Chaos a few weeks ago, Ladybug's baby, that made space too. And as chaotic and as traumatizing and tragic as it was meant to happen that way. And I'm already, you know, I don't know the exact meaning of that either, but newness was coming through. They died, but then Maisie's baby horse was born, and that was incredible. My puppy was born, that was incredible. Like, it's the time of newness. And so maybe you've been really struggling for the past few months, and maybe you've done a lot of work, and so you wouldn't even label it as, oh, my arm, as a struggle. You know, like the meaning behind all of it, you know that it's been happening so that it can redirect you and create the space. But maybe there has been a lot of that happening over the past few months, maybe the past few years, however long, maybe it's just been weeks. It was like an intense few weeks for me, so like it kind of all happened at once, but over the period of the last year, there's also been a lot going on. We have huge shifts happening right now. Like, the advancements with technology are insane, and it's hard to say what is going to happen in the next few years, right? Everyone's like, all the jobs, are they going to go away? And other people are like, no, like they're going to do the jobs that we don't want to do so that we have space to do the things that we do want to do. But then we have, you know, the whatever you want to call it, like the elite, the darker energies, the service to self, the Aryan group, like whatever you want to call it. We have that too. We have this energy on earth that maybe wants to enslave. But if we can move through this time and remember our truth, then we become the point of attraction for that. And so in my session, this is also just like so beautiful here. That's where I've been doing my skinny dipping cold plunges. So nice. Arlo, come here. Come on, babies. Come. You're so naughty. But it brings me to receiving. And so my sessions with this therapist are always like so, I don't know the right word for them. Like they're magic, really. And at the end of them, like everything just comes full circle. And so I've been talking about receiving and being in that, like the other day was just like, I'm so tired of doing, like I don't want to do anymore. I just want to receive. But then there's the ego that's like, no, you have to do more. You have to do more. And it like doesn't always allow you to be in that state of receiving. And so that's where I was like, okay, so I need to receive more. I need to be open into that point of receiving, but I want to receive from a place of my truth. I want to receive from like the point of attraction where I'm not influenced by patterns that are not of the highest truth. And so then we went to identify something that keeps coming up for me, like a pattern that's been brought up since like childhood, really, or like teenagehood. And I was like, okay, how do I work through this? And what I came up with in that session is that I need to sit with that version of myself and really just like talk to her the way that she needed to be talked to at that time. And reassure her that it's okay, that everything is okay now, that I forgive her, doing Ho'oponopono. I've been doing that with some of my clients recently, and like it's just incredible and beautiful how emotional it can be. And so my plan in the next few days is to just no phone, no camera, no people, just me, having a ceremony with myself of sitting down with that version of myself who like needed someone, and healing a deeper layer of this, and doing cord cutting, and then doing a sound bath just for her and just for me, and then going into the 21 days of sound healing for moving into this new earth energy. And so I guess that's like what's been born from this death and rebirth, has been a lot of like, oh, this is my purpose right now. And it's been so unintentional, but it's been so like just guided, and it's been so just guided to being a support in this new earth waking up. Like it's happening rapidly. The people who came to earth, like it's time to show up to duty and go. Because if you have heard about Dolores Cannon's hypnosis study, where she did however many people, hundreds of thousands, I don't know how many people, under hypnosis, and asked them their purpose for being here on earth, and they've all or majority of them said that their purpose is to help with the transition on earth, to help wake people up and move them into this new consciousness here on earth. And so the time is now, the calling is here, the death has been happening, the space has been made, you are waking up, you are ready, and you're gonna step into the new. And sometimes we need support in that. So that's why with my therapist, it's been wonderful. With my friends who are on this wavelength, it's been wonderful. Arlo and Zima over there just eating sticks. So if you want to go on that journey with me in 21 days of sound therapy, of just receiving, like not doing anything, just receiving, I think that like I need it and I want it, and that it will be really powerful for whoever joins me there. So I'm excited for all of you who have already signed up, and each day will have a topic, and the beginning will really be about like guiding through the parts of you that are having that cycle of death and rebirth. Also, like Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, Aries is the first. We're moving out of winter, going into spring. I'm on the cusp of Pisces and Aries, and so it's interesting, I'm just connecting this dot right now. I always looked up like what is the meaning of being on the being on the cusp of Pisces and Aries, and that is like the death and rebirth together. And the symbol that I always found was like a sprout. And so I was like, maybe I should get a sprout tattoo when I was in college, but I didn't end up getting it. But it is the symbol of death and rebirth. And so we're in that time right now, and you can use the magic of this time to propel your life forward. And really, it's like we all have different goals, we all want different things, but I think all of us want peace, all of us want joy, all of us want health, and all of us probably want to feel fulfilled. And so how do we feel fulfilled? We live in our authenticity, and we discover why we're here. And maybe there's no reason why we're here. Maybe the reason is just to tap into the joy and the curiosity and to follow that relentlessly. But sometimes we can't know that unless we're like really in our truth, and we've moved through the patterns that tell us that we can't have it, or that we're not good enough, or that we have to do more. It's enough with doing. Let's just take a month to just, 3 weeks to just heal, to just be, to just open up, and to just receive. So I am excited for this journey and to go on that with whoever joins me. And I'm excited for my ceremony too. I'll probably tell you guys about it, but I think that it's supposed to be very sacred, of like just me and that version of myself, to really set myself free. I think that the goal is to be wild and free, to enjoy the wildness that is within all of us. Like when I'm skinny dipping here in the river, I just feel like a wild forest woman, and I'm like, wow, my body is beautiful, this earth is beautiful, like everything is a miracle. It's so cool. Like that's what happens when you start to wake up, or you have these awakenings or these deaths and rebirths. You see through a new lens, and you're like, oh, like I don't need to wait for a miracle. There's literally a miracle right now. I'm breathing air. Like how fascinating is that? And then that's your point of attraction, and then you attract more and more miracles. So Arlo, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Okay. Okay, wow. That was a lot. Some of the rescue dogs were with, like this dog here. Some of the rescue dogs were with the dog trainer that we have here who's like running the kennels, and they all walked up as a pack while I was recording there. And one of the dogs has it out for Arlo, and he's a, what are they called? Not a Rottweiler, Doberman. I don't know what his deal is with going after Arlo, but Duchess, I tried to grab her and she had none of it. My arm is bleeding a little bit. And she attacked this Doberman to defend Arlo. It was insane. She was like a little ninja, like a spider monkey, and jumped up on it and attacked him. I was like, what are you? Wow, it was insane. And then Zima like fought off other dogs that were backing up the Doberman. I really don't like, I like all creatures, but I just don't like that dog. I don't like him around me. He deserves love and a happy life, but fuck him. He does this often. Well, not often because he's not really allowed on the farm. That's what it's like when we get mail up at the house. So anyway, on that note, I'm gonna go lay down because I walked way too fast up the mountain. I was kind of thinking of getting into the river, but the universe said no, go chill. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Happy rebirth. You've got this. If you want to join me on the sound bath journey, go ahead, click the link below.